Protect the black woman and child. It's King Leon next to Human Liberator. This is episode 82 of Take Charge of Your Life. It's our midday self-mastery, self-motivation series. Today we have a special guest.
See God, what's going on? See God, it's always a celebration when we with KLX. We in Philly,
right?
I'm saying black debate on any block. You want to start out with today's topic?
Yes. Yep. So today is March 24th, 2017. This is, like I said, episode 82 of Take Charge of Your Life. It's our midday self-mastery motivation series. All right. The hashtag for this video or for this series is make the choice. Every single day we make the choice to correct our errors in judgment and practice a few simple disciplines. Every single day we make the choice to work harder on ourselves, work harder on our personal development, our spiritual development, right? Work harder on planning out our future, work harder on the expansion of our vocabulary than we do on our job. We understand that if we keep on doing what we're doing, then we're going to keep on getting what we're getting. And if we're getting undesirable results, instead of complaining about those, we choose to take charge of our life. We choose to make the choice to do and focus on the can-do portion of our goals, the can-do portion of our problems. We become solution providers, right? And so, C Guy has seen Take Charge of Your Life. I started December 1st. I came to Dallas December 7th. So you've seen Take Charge of Your Life in its infancy, right? Probably like episode, if you go back to like episode 7 or something like that.
Like episode 5.
Episode 5. You'll see episode 6. You'll see Chris McDavid.
All the way up to like episode like 11 or 12, I think.
Wait, nah. I was in there the whole month. You
was there the whole month?
Yeah, so probably like episode 20 something.
Alright, bet. Yeah.
Yeah, Monday through Friday. So anyway, what we're talking about today is making goals work for you and the true purpose of goals. So Leaders or Readers challenge, hashtag Leaders or Readers. You pick up a book, record yourself reading 1 to 3 pages. You challenge your timeline to do the same. So what we're going to do is read these sections and then we're going to discuss them. The Bible says, without dreams and vision, we perish. How true. But the opposite is also true. With dreams, we can be transformed in unique and unprecedented ways. In the previous chapters, right, in the previous episodes to Take Charge of Your Life, we've shown you how to choose, how to choose your goals and how to start reaching for them. Now it's time to learn how to let our dreams mold our very existence, right? Remember, we know that dreams come a size too big so we can grow into them. So I'm gonna ask you for your feedback after this paragraph. First, you need to understand that once you set goals that really matter to you, you are no longer the same person. Real goals will affect almost everything you do all day long, and they will be with you wherever you go. Your handshake, your manner of dressing, your tone of voice, the way you feel, all will change once you have goals. That's because your goals matter. Everything you do becomes related to their accomplishment. Can you speak about that when you, because you have many personal moments of triumph and achievement?
When I was reading that passage first, that kind of like stuck out because that's necessary for a goal. You feel me? Or a dream. Like if anything, if you don't perpetuate, if you don't take like, you know what I'm saying, then actual physical steps to achieve your goal, then it's not a goal. It's just an idea.
Right.
Like a goal, like listen, a goal that's not being worked on a daily basis is not a goal. That's not a dream. That's just an idea. That's a thought that you put in the universe, but you didn't do anything to, you know what I'm saying, make that thought into like physical existence.
Right, you didn't write it down.
And another part is saying like once you set goals, you gotta change it to like personal example. Alright, I was a sous chef for, you know what I'm saying, major restaurants and stuff. I wanted to be my own boss. Alright. But if I wanted to be like Chef Mac, before I could become Chef Mac, I had to walk like a chef, talk like a chef. You feel me? Dress like a chef. I had to, you know what I'm saying, do everything that a chef does.
Right.
Before I even become
right
like a chef. Like
exactly.
Like no one will respect your goal if you don't give them physical evidence. You feel me? Like no one will support your goals if you don't give them physical, visual evidence that you're accomplishing your goal even a little bit, or you're taking the necessary steps. Like, and that's what I learned with networking. You feel me? Like, I will never work with someone to help develop their goal if they're not putting that necessary
effort to
into it. You feel me? So like, I gotta see. You feel me? Like, if you want to be a motivational speaker, I have to see you do some motivational shit. Excuse my language, but I have to see you do some motivational shit to consider you a motivational speaker.
Right.
So with that, it's just basically saying that even your handshake, your manners of dressing, the tone of your voice, the way you feel, that all will change once you set goals. Once you set, you know what I'm saying? Once you set a goal, you have to become that goal in a physical form.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's just becoming in the military. Once you come in the military, you gotta wear your BBUs, you gotta wear your camouflage, you gotta talk a certain way, you gotta shave a certain way. Even if you put civilian clothes, you know this person is in the military.
Right.
Because they look like a military personnel.
Right.
And that's just basically, to make your goals work for you, you have to work for your goals.
Right, make the choice. And again, if we say something or you hear something that resonates with you in the episode, type make the choice. I know most of the viewers be taking notes. And they be running back. But anyway, that's some great feedback. But for your goals to really move you, to really take charge of your life, they must be worthy. I once asked a man what's his goals for the month. He said, if I could just scrape enough money to pay these lousy bills.
Stop. All right. Can I stop right there?
That was his goal.
Right. And let's talk about goals. It's levels, you feel me? It's certain things that you can call goals, and there's certain things that you can't. Like, let's just be like realistic. Scraping up money to pay your bills for the next month. That's
these lousy bills.
These lousy bills at that. So listen, not only that you already demeaning that goal, that you, like, from the get go, that it's something that you have to do. Like, paying your bills is not a goal.
Right.
You feel me? That's something that you have to do. So whether you scrape up the money or whether you have surplus amount of money to pay your bills, that's just something you have to do. You feel me?
Right.
Like, a millionaire has to pay bills.
Right.
You feel me? That's not a.
So if he could pay, if he put himself in a position to pay his utilities 2 years in advance with one sum.
Right. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's just.
And
he's supposed to. If he has that money.
His bills by it.
But when goals.
By yearly.
Like, when we setting goals, like, you don't want to. Because, like, it's another part that comes out. You don't want to set a goal that's, like unrealistic. Like, but then you want to set a goal that's, like, so realistic that it's not a goal.
Right.
Like, you're gonna pay that bill, bro.
Right.
Like, unless if you don't, you're gonna be homeless. Then you're not gonna have nowhere to, like, store and house yourself so you can go to that job where you make that money at and all that stuff like that. So it's a snowball effect. So, like, when you be careful when you're setting goals. You don't want to waste your time on lousy bills or like lousy goals. Don't waste your time on don't set your don't.
That made me think of what Les Brown said. The problem is not that people aim too high in life and miss.
Right.
Is that they aim too low and hit.
And then that's called if you put that sentence up, it's called consent. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, you're content with that. Yeah. You feel me? Like, you're content if you hit something on and you hit it, you like bang 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 bang. You have no further admirations after that.
Right. Right. This is why we talk about definite major purpose and definiteness of purpose and knowing and clearly. So last week I gave them in long-term goals, or we gave them, Jim Ronan and I, deliberate strategies, and then I showed them the paperwork from when I did it 4+ years ago, when I first got introduced to some of these concepts. And some of the people, because they send me copies of their notes and ask me questions after, hit me up, call me for certain questions about certain things that we say. But we know that most people are not going to have long-term goals. No, we know that most people are not going to have short-term goals. We know that most people don't have goals at all. In fact, only 3% of adults have written goals. Only 3%. Okay? Only 3% of adults have a library card. Only 3%. 3% of America makes 97% of all the money. There's 10 million millionaires in America. There's 600 billionaires in America. This is free enterprise. Some people are taking charge of their life, right? And because out of those 10 million millionaires, 7 million of them are self-made. Right? Which means they're first generation. Which means that they was born, had the same public education system as us or our parents, right? Right? Had the same food available, the same everything available, the same system, right? The same government.
In simpler terms, you just have to apply yourself, Smokey.
Come on, apply yourself. That's what he said. In order for your goals to move you and to take charge of your life, they must be worthy. That's why one of the first goals that I set in my mission statement and my life purpose was to be positively influence the minds of the youth, create an achievement-driven culture, and lead black people into a global renaissance. Right? One of my goals in 2009, when I first got hip to someone's opinion of me doesn't have to be my reality, I set one of my goals to be a billionaire by 2023. I had no idea how, but that was one of my goals, and I affirmed that it was possible. For over 2 years, I was just like, yeah, it's possible. You feel me? Right. Someone's opinion of me don't have to be my reality. Right. And then now every single year, as it gets closer and closer and closer to 2023, now I know for a fact it might even be before that, right. Based on the information that we've acquired and the manifestation of actual goals. The things have moved us, right? My tone of voice changed. I became UBVOA. Right. I said that. I never even said Black Power before when I declared my mission statement. Right. I had no idea about black nationalism. I had no idea about RBG. I had no idea about Marcus Garvey. I just said I wanted to positively influence the minds of the youth, create an achievement-driven culture, and lead black people into a global renaissance. I actually said lead the next generation. You see? And that's written in one, I showed you it before, right? And so we know that, like, and Chef Mac and his company, A Taste of Melanin, he had to have that already clear in his mind, design, and he had to know for a fact the ways that he was going to earn his income. His children, he's a father, right? He has 3 sons, right? So he had to have these things actualized prior to having the nerve to fire his boss and take charge of his life and become his own boss and make sure that everything that he did was in the interest of him becoming his greatest version and aid into the black collective. Right. He said, I once asked a guy what's his goals for the month. He said, if I could just scrape up enough money to pay these lousy bills. That was his goal. I'm not saying that paying the bills can't be a goal. It can. But it's a poor goal. It's such a poor goal. I certainly wouldn't put it on the list of life's most inspiring motivations. He said, I certainly wouldn't put it on the list. He said, you don't jump out the bed Monday morning and say, oh boy, another chance to go out and scrape enough money to pay these lousy bills. Right? Nah, you wake up in the morning and say, ooh, another day to go work on this fortune. Right. Another day to build. Another day to network. Another day to smile.
And that's true. Even I know people that work at McDonald's and it's like, yo, like I see posters and stuff like that. People work at McDonald's like, yo, I'm about to get this bag. Right. Like, you don't say, oh shit, I'm about to like dump some fries in a fryer and make, you know what I'm saying? Right. I'm about to do burger. Right. You say, I'm about to go get this bag. No matter if your bag is $125 a week or $125,000 a week, that's your bag.
Right. Right, exactly. To have your goals transform you, you must set them high. Set them, okay. To have your goals transform you, you must set them high. Remember, like, dreams come a size too big so we can grow into them. Right? Like for example, one of the things that I say, if we say something that resonates with you, type make the choice, even though I know you taking notes, so it's hard to take notes and type make the choice. But anyway,
Or just put the like button,
yeah.
thumbs up, or hearts.
Yeah, share the video too. Anyway, dreams come a size too big so we can grow into them, right? So if I say, hey, I want to be one of the most powerful, wealthiest, influential black men that ever lived, then I have to define what results are expected of a type of person that people say that about. Right? And then once I realize what type of results or what type of person would be said or that be said about, then it's, am I willing? Because it's definitely possible. I declare that it is possible for me to achieve this. Right? So then am I willing? What does one have to do? What are these results expected of me? And am I willing to produce those results? Am I willing? Am I committed to persist and push no matter what, to evolve and take accountability and give myself a 1,000-second chances? And when I get to 999, hit reset. You feel me? Because I'm never gonna give up on myself. That's not what winners do.
Right.
Winners win, right? And winners win even in the appearance of a loss, because it's just the appearance of a loss, because really I won so much valuable knowledge and information from the pain of losing.
Exactly. Like if you find yourself in a position where you're like, you know what I'm saying, not the victor in any situation, don't feel defeated, because I mean you have two choices when you feel defeated. A, you can learn and gain knowledge from your defeat, or you could just, you know what I'm saying, sit and, you know what I'm saying, feel sorry for yourself.
Right.
But it's easier to feel sorry for yourself. It's hard to keep, you know what I'm saying, persevering. It's hard, like it's so hard. Like, don't get me wrong, goals aren't supposed to be easy. That's why they're goals. If goals were supposed to be easy, then
everyone would have them.
Everyone would have it. You feel me? Like, if goals were easy, the majority of the population would be making six figures.
Because they want to. Everyone wants to.
Everybody wants to. But it's not that easy. So those that do make six figures or more, that was a goal that they worked their asses off for. You feel me?
Yeah.
If you make
they have something in common. They gotta have something in common.
Right.
That's besides the manifestation of six figures plus.
And listen, not only that,
they gotta have some common habits, some common thoughts and ideas.
And let's just go back. Cause like I just want everybody like to keep following. Like let's just go back. If your goal is unworthy enough, then again you're wasting time.
Right? It's not gonna move you. It's not moving you. Right? And that's why we talked about and Take Charge of Your Life. Probably episode 20 something. Is your goal really your goal? Because that's why people have midlife and quarter life crises, because they live 25 years and then realize that damn, they didn't do anything of their own will. They live 50 years and they realize, damn, I just spent 25 plus years on somebody else's goal and dream, and then my first 25 years on someone else's will. And they're like, damn, why did I do that? How did I do that?
And that comes from
make the choice.
And sometimes that comes from like you saying, like mid-aged people, like you said, all right, hey, from the beginning, from your educational journey, you were told to go to kindergarten, you were told to go to middle school, you were told to go to high school.
That's exactly what I was getting ready.
And you were told to go to college. And while you're in college, you were instructed to get a degree in a particular job. That job you will get 9 times out of 10 won't be your
damn,
own
how's
job.
he telling you your whole life? He never even met you. How's he telling you your whole life and what you did? That's crazy.
Once you get that degree,
how do you know what they did? That's crazy.
Because I've been there. I've been there. Once you get that degree,
must be a system. Now
you went to school for 2 to 4 years, post high school, post 10 years after, like, you know what I'm saying. So you went to another institution of education to be instructed on how to work a job. Whether you're going to be a psychiatrist, whether you're going to be a doctor, whether you're going to be a nurse, you're still working. You don't own that hospital.
Right.
You don't own none of the medicine. If you're a lawyer, you don't own that court. You don't have the final say so in anything that involves your career.
Come on.
All right.
Make the choice.
So anything you do in life as far as personal development and in the Western society, you're being instructed to do what they like. You're being instructed to your personal development.
Right. Unless you deliberately made the choice. Unless you deliberately took charge of your life. Because that instruction is like, yeah, you educated, but educated about what? And educated by who? Do you have knowledge of self, knowledge of the times, and then knowledge of what must be done? Here, let me read this this last little paragraph, and I'm gonna pass it off to you. To have your goals transform you, you must set them high. Set them enough out of reach to cause you to grow and stretch. Set them high enough to excite your imagination and motivate you into action. But you must set them high. But just as you must set your goals high enough to pull you, don't set them so far beyond you that you lose heart before you begin. Right? A lot of people be getting overwhelmed, which we're going to be talking about not getting overwhelmed and stop worrying, how to stop worrying and start living on Monday. All right? But today, this episode 82 of Take Charge of Your Life, we talking about the power of goals. So we got special guest Chef Mac. We're gonna take the lead on that second half.
All right.
Where you got is leaders or readers?
All right. So this right here, this paragraph, the true purpose of goals. Let me share with you an intriguing thought. The real value in setting goals is not in their achievement. It's the acquisition of things that you want to strictly that you want is strictly secondary. The major reason for setting goals is to compel you to become the person it takes to achieve them. Let me explain. What do you think is the greatest value in becoming a millionaire? Is it the $1 million? I don't think so. No. The greatest value is in the skill, the knowledge, discipline, and the leadership qualities you'll develop in reaching that elevated status. So basically saying a millionaire is not the $1 million is not the evidence of the goal. That's kind of like the cause and effect.
Yep.
All right. The goal is really in what the transformation you made in yourself to achieve that goal.
Right. The type of person, like you said, success is something that you attract by the person that you become.
Exactly.
And what you become, I think what he's saying, what you become is better than what you get.
It's better than what you get. So, for instance, that $1 million, yes, that's an asset. But that $1 million can be going today, tomorrow. But around you in the world and society, people look at you as $1 million still. You will always be considered $1 million, even if you physically don't have that $1 million, because when you got that $1 million, you changed into $1 million person.
You turned into a millionaire.
You came into a $1 million mindset. You feeling like, so that $1 million will never go. It will never leave you.
Right.
Physically, you can spend that whole $1 million.
Right.
But
that's why.
But as long as you harness the discipline, the knowledge that you develop from that $1 million or from making that $1 million, that will always make your value. Your value will always be, you know what I'm saying, $1 million plus.
Right, exactly. That what you was just saying made me think about our president, right? The president of the United States, Donald Trump, right? Who was a multi-billionaire. His pops was modest means. His pops wasn't even a millionaire. Right. But Donald Trump made $1 billion and then he lost it and went bankrupt.
Right.
And then he made another $1 billion and then he went bankrupt again.
Right.
And then now he a multi-billionaire. Right?
And
because multi-billionaire and he a multi-billionaire, but he took a $250,000 a year job when he make $250,000 a day.
Right. Or more
on a regular day in business. This is why him and Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad Poor Dad, wrote this book, Why We Want You to Be Rich. This book came out in 2006. I graduated high school in 2007. Right? Why We Want You to Be Rich. Right? 2 men, 1 message. And they're talking about what it took them to develop and acquire a billionaire mindset, a millionaire mindset, and what personal development and self-imposed limitations that they had to overcome, and they're giving us a global understanding of international enterprise and economy, so we could participate.
Right, and while we on the topic of true purpose of goals, Donald Trump and Mr. Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad. They're both multi-millionaires. You know what I'm saying? Close to billionaires.
Yeah, Donald Trump's a multi-billionaire.
But my thing is, I can't reach Donald Trump's wealth on the path that he took for his goals.
Exactly.
Your goal, like you said, like your goal, and we did that like episode 20 something.
Uh-huh.
Your goal still has to be your goal.
Your goal.
If I seen KLX, if my goal was to, you know what I'm saying, have a podcast with, you know what I'm saying, 100,000 followers and stuff like that, and because, all right, it looks cool because KLX did it. That's not that wouldn't be a goal of mine. Yeah, I said it's my goal, but it's not a goal of mine because I'm just want to do what he did to get his success.
Right. Okay. That's what we was just talking about. Tell them what we was just talking about yesterday. Hey, that's so crazy. Because I don't even know if you tuned in to episode yesterday. But this is what we was talking about. Reasons. Right? So the reason that won't be your goal and you will never manifest it is because you don't have enough reasons. When you know what you want and you want it badly enough, you'll find a way to get it.
Right.
The answers, methods, and solutions you need to solve the problems along the way will be revealed to you. But you don't have no power in those revelations,
Right.
if it's not really your
And
goal.
and like some of us, like I know, like just speaking to a lot
Make
of
the choice.
Speaking to a lot of peers, a lot of people my age, even younger. I notice when people say their goals and their reasons to accomplish it, and like even speaking with like high school kids, like man, so I can shit on. If your main goal, if your main reason to be successful is to shit on another person, that goal will not manifest the way you want it to be. Like that's
Right.
not like if your goal is to be better than another person, then that's not a big enough reason to accomplish that goal.
Right.
Because then you're not focusing on yourself.
Right.
You're not accomplishing that goal to better yourself. You're accomplishing that goal to be better than the next person.
Right. Your job is to become your greatest version and develop yourself fully and be committed to that and to start wherever you at.
Not a better version of someone else. You feel me? That's why you have let me see. That's why you have designers, and then that's why you have futures. Like when Panda came out, that man made $1 million sounding like Future. When was the last like really hot record of his own? Did you hear from this man? You feel me? Like he will never make a song as big as Panda because he sounded like another multi-million-dollar artist. So it's kind of like you'll get people initial attention, but once they see that your craft or whatever your goal is familiar to the next person that they're already supporting, then you kind of lose the juice.
Right.
So Trinidad James is another artist. He reached that $1 million. But then when you start, you know what I'm saying, doing things like ASAP, Rocky, and things like that, something that they already had a path for. You feel me? That's their swag.
Yeah, exactly.
You get dropped from the label.
You get dropped from the label because it's not authenticity. And I'm here to tell you is that because you have breath and then because you are here, that means you are divine. And that means you have self-talk. And that means you can direct your self-talk to manifest the life that you choose to lead. That means that you can decide what you want to be, who you want to have, what you want to experience, why you want to experience it, where do you want to go, what do you want to touch, what do you want to taste, why do you want to taste it, who do you want to help, who do you want to serve right now, this week, today, this month, this year, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 50 years from now, 75 years from now. What will you be doing? Will you be explaining why you're not doing well and developing a good story? Or will you be celebrating your accomplishments? Will you be the type of person that is able to fix the problem? Or will you be the type of person that people will come to in their financial need because they know that you can and will help and serve them because that's what you do? Will you the type of person that you become in the pursuit of your goal is the type of person that I'm becoming in pursuit of becoming or being called the most powerful, wealthiest, influential black man of the 21st century. The type of person that I'm becoming to even have that even to be said is way, way, way more valuable the type of person that I'm becoming by living based on principles and developing new habits based on goals, long-term personal achievement, macro and micro goals, to-do lists, strategies, tactics, processes. So when they see me on TV, and they seen us on TV,
right?
When y'all seen us on C-SPAN, right, and y'all seen us when y'all seen us on USA Today, right?
Channel 10.
You was there when you seen us on Channel 10. Right? You was there, right?
Yeah.
When y'all see us on these mass media outlets projecting our message and things like that, this is not luck. This is not luck. When you see us out in the community, we really be in the trenches. There's so much undocumented efforts.
Right.
You see, but this is not luck. We planted seeds. Okay, and our seeds manifest and bear fruit in many different ways, and so we're so happy and grateful now that we have that we know the power. Now that we have knowledge of self, knowledge of the times, and knowledge of what must be done, we're so happy and grateful now that we know why we're here and our purpose, and we're actively pursuing it. Now that we have enterprise and we're engaging in the beauty of this legislation. Now that we have strategies and plans to take back the education of our children. Now that we have and we're positioning ourselves to be able to provide opportunity for alternative opportunities for our women, our children, our brothers, and even our felons to participate in commerce and become financially independent.
Right.
We're so happy and grateful now that we know that it's our light and not our darkness that most frightens us. And so we must learn about our light and discover that. And the true purpose of goals, like Jim Rohn said, see, God, I want you to read this paragraph again. My bad. Go ahead.
Right.
Read this paragraph again, bro. That shit was deep.
What do you think is the greatest value in becoming a millionaire? Is it the $1 million? I don't think so. No, the greatest value is in the skills, the knowledge, discipline, and leadership qualities you'll develop in reaching that elevated status. It's the experience you'll acquire in planning and developing strategies. It's the inner strength you'll develop and to have enough courage, commitment, and willpower to attract $1 million. It's the inner strength you'll develop to have enough courage, commitment, willpower to attract $1 million. Give $1 million to someone who does not possess the attitude of a millionaire, and that person will most likely lose it. I can give just elaborate on that. KLX has $1 million mind. I know plenty of brothers that don't. I would bet my bottom dollar on the $1 million mind before I'll give it to the mind that doesn't have possessed those, the commitment, the courage, the willpower to attract $1 million. No pun intended. Give a bum $1 million and he will go broke in less than 6 months. You feel me? Give someone that actually engages into the goals on a daily basis, give them $1 million. That $500,000, I guarantee you, any person with $1 million mind, with half of $1 million, they will make another $1 million before that first initial $1 million is over. So, give $1 million to a person who does not possess the attitude of a millionaire, and a person that person will most likely lose it. But take away all the wealth from a true millionaire, and in no time, he or she will build a new fortune. Why? Because those who earn their $1 million status develop the skills, knowledge, experience to duplicate the process again and again. Big Sean has a song, Bounce Back. That's been my theme song.
Last night took a L, but tonight I bounced back.
That's been my theme song for 2017.
Come on. That's the realest, that's probably the realest song lyrics that I've ever heard. It's like my top 5 song verses, song words. Like, seriously, last night took a L, but tonight I bounced back.
You feel me? So, it's like, when you're talking about your losses, say it with a little bit of say it with a little bit more a little bit
make the choice.
Jealous. You feel me? When you talk about your losses, say it with a little bit with a tad little bit of joy, because you know what that come up gonna look like. feel me? So, as you can see, when someone becomes a millionaire, the least important thing is what they had. The most important thing is what they have become.
Come on, wait, repeat that again. Repeat that again.
As you see, when someone becomes a millionaire, the least important thing is what they had. The most important thing is what they become. For instance, and thing is, when I talk, I want to put like real live scenarios and real live comparisons just so you can see it. All right, 50 Cent.
Right.
He became a millionaire in 2003 off of an album called Get Rich or Die Trying. You feel me? He flaunted a little bit, but he wasn't boasting on about how many albums he sold that year.
He wasn't.
What he did with that $1 million, that plus $1 million, is he developed an enterprise now this man doesn't even rap. It still has $1 million. What got him to that $1 million? The rapping. Yeah, that made him attracted to that attracted him to that $1 million. He became a businessman on making that $1 million. He got screwed over some. He lost money some. It's like trial and error when you're making that $1 million. But he didn't become a $1 million rapper.
Right.
He became a $1 million businessman. Making that $1 million, like you said, will change you. Setting goals will change you. So that's why you have a lot of athletes become actors. You have a lot of actors become athletes. You got a lot of,
right.
You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Because it's like once you attract that $1 million, there's no limit to what you can do. You can't corner yourself into you'll be your own, especially as a black melanated being. You will be a fool if you put yourself in a corner as a makeup artist, or as a clothing designer, or as an author. As long as you continually make an effort to personally develop yourself, then you'll always have ways and means to attract your fortune, no matter what that goal is.
Right. Hey, can you finish reading? Just read that joint out.
Here's a question you should spend time pondering. What kind of person will you have to become to get all you want? What kind of person do you have to become to get all that you want? In fact, why not write down a few thoughts on this in your notebook or journal? Write down the kinds of skills you'll need to develop and the knowledge you'll need to gain. The answers will give you some new goals for personal development. Remember this rule. Income rarely exceeds personal development.
Come on. Income rarely
exceeds personal development. Again, a personal experience. I became Chef Mac. That did not give me $1,000, $1,500 every 2 weeks in a paycheck. When I became Taste of Melanin, when I made my website, my logo, and things like that, I didn't automatically become, you know what I'm saying, a six-figure chef. I'm still not a six-figure chef, may I add, yet. But, you feel me? Like you said, remember this rule. Income rarely exceeds personal development. You'll gain things like success and rewards and personal development is not always monetary. And that's where a lot of people get discouraged from. If your main focus is the monetary success, is the monetary reward and your goal, then you won't really feel complete. You won't, you know what I'm saying?
Come on, bro.
You won't feel, you know what I'm saying, like a god. You won't feel like a king or queen. You won't feel that if monetary rewards is the only thing that you're looking for. That's why all of us must subject ourselves to self-examination.
Self-examination. All of us must subject ourselves to self-examination.
I often look at myself, and I also look at myself in life and ask, well, here's what I want, but am I willing to be that kind of person that will take? If I'm too lazy, if I'm not willing to learn, read, study, and grow to become what I must become, then I cannot expect to attract what I want.
Wait. Come on, bro. Read that paragraph again.
If I'm too lazy, if I'm not willing to learn, read, study, and grow to become what I must become, then I cannot expect to attract what I want. Back to, we must subject ourselves to self-examination. It's okay to critique yourself. it's okay to give yourself constructive criticism. It's okay to, slap yourself on the wrist after you made a slight mistake. You feel me? That's called self-examination. If you're not going to take the initiative to self-examine or examine yourself, then you can't be mad when others do so. You have no choice to accept what others say if you can't examine yourself, because the ability to grow,
to make the choice.
Basically, the ability to grow is the ability to identify, you feel me, like your lack, where your lack ofs are. So if you don't develop that exercise, if you don't exercise that yourself, you feel me, you'll get that from other outside sources.
Right. That's why it's so important for you to have unconditional positive regard for yourself and others, because then that allows you to examine yourself fully and be truthful. A lot of people fake it with themselves. That's why they can't really trust.
Can we list the name of the books real quick?
Bro, it's endless. You could just... Okay, damn, I just seen that. Alright, so I just showed a whole bunch of books. This is the book that I'm gonna name, though. Alright. King Leon X. Freedom of Speech. I'm an author. Hey, bro. I made some edits in this joint. Look. I'm gonna show you right here. Look, bro.
Hey.
Got him in the shout outs page.
Word. That's love right there.
Yeah.
I made my day. I'm in the book Freedom of Speech.
Yeah. But the art of achievement is what Take Charge of Your Life is all about. And what's most importantly, Queen Mother Love, is the book that we're reading out of is 7 Strategies for Wealth and Happiness. It doesn't have a front anymore.
Yeah, this book been through the
7
mud.
Strategies for Wealth and Happiness. But let them know.
We take notes.
7. It don't have a front anymore, but it still got all the words. It still got all the words. I felt like this would be a good book to go through with the people. It helps shape some of the philosophy. Now let's go. We about to end this. Episode 82. Let's see how long we've been on. Oh, 42. All right, yeah, that's good. Let's try and be done before 45.
All right. Now, when faced with a choice, make the choice. I must decide to either change myself or change my wants. Now, that's the most important thing. I think that's one of the most important rules in goal setting, perpetuating your goals, is every so often you must decide whether you want to change yourself for this goal or change what you want. The choice is still yours either way. And it's not a bad thing. You feel me? It's not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes it could be a great thing. It's not a bad thing to change your goals or to change yourself on your... Like, you gotta understand, when goals, you're accommodating yourself.
Like, this was a goal. Like, this is a goal. Like, we talk about goal manifestation. You could book She God right now for event. He done catering events all across the country. All right, multiple states, multiple cities, because he made the choice. He left his gig as a chef, his comfortable, guaranteed check. Okay, because he wanted to master the art of culinary and enterprise, right? And have the freedom to do what he want to do when he want to do it, have what he want to have, earn enough to help who he want to help, and buy what he want to buy. Right. And he turned that idea to a physical thing through personal development.
Was that was June?
Through goals.
September,
right?
October, November,
December, this
January.
my first book, which I got 3 more coming out this year.
I'm gonna be on the back of the other ones too.
This was a goal into an accomplishment. Take charge of your life was a goal, right? Because we understand and we define wealth as a positive mental attitude, sound health, peace of mind, freedom from fear, hope for future achievement, capacity for applied faith, wisdom to understand people, willingness to share one's blessings with others, complete self-discipline, engaged in a labor of love and material riches of our own choice and quantity. We identify wealth and abundance in our goals as financial goals, self-development, self-help goals, right? Our spiritual development goals, right? Our relationship / family goals, right? Our legacy / social contribution / charity goals, right? Our career / business / enterprise / financial goals, our health goals, our what does a good life mean to me, what type of experiences, our recreation goals. In order to see, because I'm here to tell you that if you keep on doing what you're doing, you're going to keep on getting what you're getting. And if you're not getting what you desire, then I promise that it's your job to make the choice, to take charge of your life, your mind, and direct it to the ends that you choose. The only limitation you have is the one that you set up for you. You set, or the only limitation you have is the one you set up in your own mind, or you allow others to set up for you. Self-imposed limitations. Do y'all remember that episode that we covered? Blame, criticism, complaining, excuses. Those will ace your future, family. Those will kill you. That's what you call an early death. That's what you call a slow death. That's what you call dead man walking. Complaining, excuses, blame, worry. For what? They have no value in the marketplace. I'm here to tell you is that when you take charge of your life and when you make the choice and you get clear about who you want to be, what you want to have, what you want to experience, the type of person that you will become, the resilience that you develop through your consistency and your persistence through continuous action, you'll never turn back. Listen, I'm on vacation and look at all the books that I brought. There's not even all of them.
You're always on vacation, bro.
Oh yeah, you're right. I live out of suitcase, but one of my suitcases is full of books. It's books, is what I should say. So I'm in Philly right now. On Monday or Sunday, I'm going to New York. It's Monday. And then on Tuesday, I'm flying to LA. I'm going to be out in the West. You see? And guess what I'll have with me? Books. And guess what you can get? Books. Here, can you grab a handful of those out of that box right there?
Yeah.
Y'all can go to my website.
Oh, man.
Cop up right now.
Sheesh. Books.
King Leon X. KingLeonX.com. If you really want to support black authors and artists. Anyway, this was episode 82. Shout out to Chris Mac Davis, Chef Mac. And y'all stay grateful. You want to shout anything out? Or any last words for the people?
Shout out Born Royalty. Shout out Take Some Melanin. Shout out Roy Hemps. Shout out What's Up African. Shout out RBG Fridays. Be on the lookout. It's gonna be more. I'm gonna be with KLX a little bit more often, a little bit more. We got something good for y'all coming this summer. Freedom of speech. Buy a book. Stay black.
Stay grateful.